Andre methodically working on the Big John stud, trying to wear him down to set him up for that big body slam.
I remember going to my first match, which was in 1976. Actually, it wasn't my first match, a different one, where there was a battle royal. No, it was a lumberjack match, which is a match where there's two guys wrestling, and around the ring, everyone, like 20 or so wrestlers are standing outside the ring, making sure that the guys who are fighting don't escape or don't get out of the ring. If someone goes out of the ring, they throw him back in. And Andre was one of the guys in this lumberjack match. And I remember when the match was over, running as fast as I could to stand in the spot where Andre had stood.
Andre with a big headbutt. That's what the Giant's trying to do. He's using a slow process.
My brush with Andre happened on a trip to Chicago about 6 years ago. Flying first class, and as well as Andre. And there were 8 seats in first class. He took up 2 seats. And I was left with my choice of the other 6. Of course, chose the furthest one away from him.
I mean, how many pounds is in there, Gino? Andre got him squelched. Andre got him squelched. Andre got him squelched.
When I was out in San Francisco, I saw people with Andre the Giant stickers on their skateboards, on their guitars, on everything. It's gone. His posse has gotten that large.
It was never intended to get as big as it did. It was just an inside joke between a friend and I. Andre just has more staying power. I think it's because wrestling is a part of America that everyone, no matter what class, age, anything, it's just common ground, and they either like it or think it's funny. You can't really dislike it because it's so stupid. It can't be that offensive. And Andre was just such a distinctive part of wrestling and people's childhood, so it's absurdly huge and funny. I just think he looks really funny. The formula of the sticker, the image, what it says, it's all those things combined, just like something that sticks in people's minds once they've seen it. That was just good luck. I didn't have a TV, and my friend Eric was over, and he was bored, and he wanted to learn how to make stencils. So we looked through the newspaper for a picture that he could cut out, and we found that Andre picture, and we thought it was really funny. We were both skateboarders, and still are, and all the skaters at the time had these stupid little cliques where they wanted to have their skate gang. So we just decided, let's make this Andre Posse sticker, and we won't tell anyone what it is. I started making Xerox paper stickers and keeping them with me all the time, and I'd give some to friends in other cities, and people would make their own from a proof sheet and then put them around, and that's how it started to spread out. It seemed like the test was to see if it would have the same effect in other cities that it did in Providence, and it did. I've made about 400,000 of them. People have carried them all over the country. I get letters from people everywhere, even internationally. Someone told me that they saw them on light boxes in London. I've had them at Graceland, Elvis's house, in Russia, the Caribbean islands, Jim Morrison's grave. It was never intended to get as big as it did. It was just an inside joke between Eric and I, making fun of groups of skaters that bonded together.
I used to skateboard with Chef, kind of a long time ago. Yep. And then I saw it when he put it over Buddy Santa's picture on the billboard. It was funny, because everyone had these stickers for all these years, and then you put it over Buddy's face, and it was like 10 feet by 10 feet.
One morning, someone told me, my daughter or someone, there's a picture of Andre the Giant over on your billboard.
I had this class assignment where we were to illustrate a fortune cookie insert. My insert said, "To affect the quality of the day is no small achievement." Well, I figured I had to do something that was a fairly large achievement to affect the quality of the day, and I figured I'd do it with humor.
I was originally kind of perturbed because it cost us some money. It cost us hundreds and hundreds of dollars, maybe even $1,000, maybe more than that, to replace the picture and take it down, new one up, and all that. They're not expensive. And so I was a little concerned at first, but on second thought, about the money, I knew he was a college guy and trying to get through school, but I still thought it was handy.
Everybody was reading all this stuff into it, like oh, that was the greatest political commentary you could make, because Cianci had beaten up his ex-wife's lover, and they thought because Andre's a brute and Cianci was a brute, I was making this parallel, but I was really just trying to make the small stickers seem more meaningful by doing something on a larger scale like that. It was just anti-political fluff, anti-stupidity, pro-Andre.
Buddy the Giant has a posse. I don't know about that. 5'4", 220 is inaccurate. I'm a pretty good-looking guy.
Politics in general, though, have pretty much always bothered me. You know, it's just about who's a better-looking candidate and who has a cooler-looking slogan. It's not really about the issues.
Kennedy! Kennedy! Andre!
I'm in this band Spore, you know, and we're really into the Andre thing so much that on our CD, we didn't want the orange on the outside, but, you know, c'est la vie, shit happens. Andre's really cool with us, you know, he's crazy. We even put him like, so you can see like his nose right there, but this is for people that really get into it. They have to like break apart the CD to get to the back. And then we got the Andre thing back there too. It's pretty crazy, huh?
Now, there's been at least 20 or 30 different rip-off stickers. It's such a, I think it's such a convenient formula to follow. Just substitute another person's name, height, and weight in their picture, and then there you go.
Let's see here. It was, the year was 1993, and Andre the Giant had just passed away, and so had her Villachez. And so since Big Naza was doing a sort of a Halloween show at Lupo's Heartbreak Hotel, we thought it might be fitting that there be like a sort of post-mortem wrestling match between the two. So the largest and the smallest faced off on stage, and it was an incredible, incredible battle.
And this song is called Andre the Giant as a Posse.
It's the thing that the guy got sued over. He did these Andre the Giant things, and supposedly he got sued because he took like his image after he died and everything, and put him up, covered up all billboards and everything with him.
Yeah, but what does it mean?
I have no. It doesn't mean anything. It's just
Andre
the
the Giant has a posse.
Since the sticker doesn't have any meaning, everyone was making up their own meaning for it, and that was a really interesting aspect of people's psychology that the sticker was bringing out. Everyone wanted to find some meaning. Everyone needed a meaning. My job is to try and keep the curiosity going, keep it spreading, The explanation is to explain why I didn't just stop doing it after the initial rush of making a funny joke, and why I've pursued it a lot further than that, because I think there's a lot of legitimacy to this.
The Andre the Giant sticker campaign can be explained as an experiment in phenomenology. Heidegger describes phenomenology as the process of letting things manifest themselves. Phenomenology attempts to enable people to see clearly something that is right before their eyes but obscured. Things that are so taken for granted that they are muted by abstract observation. The first aim of phenomenology is to reawaken a sense of wonder about one's environment. The Andre the Giant sticker attempts to stimulate curiosity and bring people to question both the sticker and their relationship with their surroundings. Because people are not used to seeing advertisements or propaganda for which the product or motive is not obvious, frequent and novel encounters with the sticker provoke thought and possible frustration, nevertheless revitalizing the viewer's perception and attention to detail.
Corporations like Coca-Cola, and I'm not sure who makes Red Dog beer, but they're finally seeing that the 20-something demographic is more skeptical of big corporations, so they're trying to do these things that seem like they're more underground. But it's obvious to someone like me that's been doing imagery that's similar to what they're copying, for years now, what they're doing, what kind of market they're trying to hit, and how they're trying to go about it. Alright, well, we're gonna drive into Boston, and one of the main roads is Mass Ave, and so that's where a lot of the colleges are. Harvard, Berkeley, all Newberry Street crosses there, the big Boston stuff. So we're gonna post up some AG OK posters there, and because they'll get a lot of foot traffic, people will see them. And even if OK doesn't have posters in that area, then it'll be good, because then they'll be pissed that we got it to it first. And then we're gonna stop at the skateboard park Maximus, drop off skateboards, and there's a subway station right there that has the line that the OK's been advertising on, and the OK posters are the same size as the posters I made, so we're just gonna fit them in the slots right over them, and over the OK, or if there are any absent slots where there's no advertising, then we'll just slide them in there. No real direct vandalism, just sort of taking advantage of what they have to offer. And that's pretty much it. Do it until we've covered everything we need to cover, or so we think, or they stop running the line. Enough to make an impact, I think.
Oh, why isn't that stairs all the way down?
I do a lot of t-shirts and stickers for bands, a lot of the bands whose music I like. Then the Andre shirts. Also, the Andre shirts are usually satirical. Everything I'm doing with Andre has to do with our culture and our society, so I'm using a lot of cultural references. One thing, I took a picture of two gang members holding up their gang jackets, and it used to say Savage Nomads on the back, and they look all serious. They're about 13 or 14 years old, and they're holding up their jackets with all this pride. So I changed the picture to Savage Giants, and I took out the picture of this dumb skull that was on the jacket and put Andre's face there. It makes it seem really ridiculous to me to have all this pride about a gang. I think gangs are ridiculous, and I'm hoping that by inserting Andre, people will see the humor in it and maybe not take themselves so seriously. The problem is that I doubt that many gang members will think it's so funny, but what can you do?
That's the underground, some kind of an underground literature, or what do you call it? They're trying to bypass the publishers. They got all the business, all the printing business locked up. You follow me? If most of these kids knew if they had just for the printer, you can print your own book. You can be just the same as Benjamin Franklin. Start like he did, with a loaf of bread and print your own book.
What's that? Hello.
Hello?
I wrote this poem for you. She does the wild thing, like a cat in the night. Her French-made lacy lingerie pulled tight to entice. I watch her wondrous body move like liquid, bringing those around her to new heights of ecstasy. Your skin is silken smooth, like glass to the touch. I dream of you, loving you in the night, feeling your body drinking in my sea, and giving back all the love that I gave to those in need.
Shadow knows, Shadow knows. What the shadow is? Shadow is a part of me and it's a part of you, it's a part of all of us. A dark, repressed creature, beast, monster, wolf. Just waits and looms behind us and we oppress it. Behind our formalities and social niceties and all that, it's there and it just waits until someday it just lurches forward and takes over, takes control, and leads us to do terrible, terrible things that we would not otherwise think of doing.
Ever had any bizarre thoughts?
What kind?
Bizarre.
One love, true life, man. Sweet, sweet.